know the day when Caleb Green created a winning mindset, a champion mindset, and said, I want to play professional basketball. I never want to have to work another occupation in my entire life, but I want to shoot the rock and get paid for it. So I ask each and every one of you, what's your why? Maybe it's just to bust your butt and walk out of here and pay back this coach for all the time he's invested in your life. Maybe you're just that guy. Maybe you're just that prideful. And that's a good thing. You should have pride in the time that these coaches invest in you. But maybe it's to go play at the next level. But before you leave today, I want you to solidify why you do what you do. We're ready to solidify the ones who want to stay changed. So I talked to you about Muhammad Ali, right? Muhammad Ali said, I am the greatest, told everybody that he was the greatest before he was even the greatest. You know what happened? Everybody started to believe that he was the greatest. My man's walking around, I fly like a butterfly, I sting like a bee. Before he was even the greatest. Anybody ever hear that? Anybody ever hear that? And everybody started to believe it. He wanted him to be the greatest. But the coolest part about that entire part that I read in his book is this. And a lot of people overlook this. Faith comes by hearing. Hearing over and over again. Muhammad Ali did that in front of the mirror for hours, he said. And just shadow boxed, smiling. You know who he convinced more than anybody that he was the greatest? Who? Him! Fellas, you got to believe before anybody else believes in you that you're a state champion. So I told you, number one, all right, is the champion mindset. Number two, champion attitude. Just like Muhammad Ali, I'm not talking about cockiness, but I'm talking about confidence. A confidence that you're taking care of business on a daily basis, doing what you want to do, what you need to do to get that thing you want, that state championship, because of that why, that thing you got to have. Maybe it's, I'll be honest with you, for me, growing up in Jersey, hey, me and my mom and my sister, we had to move from a winter rental to a summer rental. Back to a winter rental to a summer rental. Why? Because my mom said, I don't want to live in an apartment. I want you guys to live in a house. But we had no money. We couldn't stay in a house year-round. So for 6 years, we went back and forth from a summer rental to a winter rental. Back and forth. I worked at 15 years old just to pay rent. 16, pay rent. 17, pay rent. And I remember my why, my burning passion to get out of that environment, to go be successful, so my mom didn't have to work another day in her life. How many of y'all know that's a pretty motivating factor? I came out here to play basketball at Oral Roberts University. You know what I did? Freshman year, opportunity, threw it away. You know what I did? I decided to impregnate a girl. What kind of fool is that? I have a 12-year-old daughter. She's a blessing. She's beautiful. But I threw away opportunity. So what I'm telling you, just like Muhammad Ali, you've got to determine to have a champion attitude starting today. What's a champion attitude? Being resilient. Not wavering. Have an understanding that I'm going to do this dang thing, no matter what it takes. Making all your teammates around you better. You can't just say, I'm a champion. You can't just say, I want to be a champion. Did you know 7% of the words that you actually say, only 7% is what people actually hear? 7%. So where's the other 35%? Pitch and tone. Nonverbal communication, 55%. Why do I tell you that? Because I told you if you want to be a champion, you got to start to believe it. I told you faith comes by hearing. You got to start to believe it right here, before you even step in that hard work. Championship's not win there, gentlemen. It's won right here. Success starts and ends right here. So let me give you a great example here. You're in the hall. Alright? You're walking to class. You got your backpack on, you're looking smooth, you got your swag on, you got your new outfit on, you're looking smooth. Alright? You feel me? And you guys come to school looking cool, school looking smooth? Yeah? You look fresh, right? And you're walking by the locker and you see that girl that's just fun. She's fun! If you walk up to her and you're like this. You think she's going to believe you? No, because what I tell you, now your words were the right words. You wanted to be a champion are the right words. But I'm talking about you got to start to think, act, and feel as if you're a champion before you're ever a champion. Fellas, if you want something you never had, you got to work. You got to work for it, that's a good answer. What else? You got to what? You got to go get it, that's a good answer. You got to put the So I did what? Be confident. All great answers. But hear me here. If you want something you never had, starting today, you got to start to do something you've never done. You had practice yesterday. You had practice today. If you want something you never had, you got to start to do something you've never done. What are you going to start doing today that you've not done yesterday, the day before, so that you can become a state champion in 2013? Faith comes by hearing. I told you that. Hearing it over and over. When you hear something enough, you start to believe. Now, some of y'all, I know, you had that girl in your ear telling you, like me when I was in high school, hey man, you good looking, man, that's a nice face you got going on. So you really think you're it now, right? And she's told you nothing. But if she tells you nothing, you start to believe that. Your confidence builds up, your self-esteem builds up. You start to feel like, man, I'm a good looking dude. Right? So 7%, the words you actually said. 35%. So what if I walked up to that same fine-looking girl at the locker, and I was like, oh, man. Hey, excuse me, but I just got to tell you that you are looking mighty fine today. Now, don't use my lines now. Don't use my pickup lines. But what I'm telling you, and just so you know, hey, I want to preface that by saying I stole that from Greg. I stole that pickup line from Greg. Now, here's the deal, though. Don't you think that that's a little more believable than my situation and scenario over here? So you can't just sit here, just like that funny example. Oh, it's true. I mean, she might believe you. She might actually give you eye contact for a second. Why? Because I threw a little pitch and tone in there, a little enthusiasm, like I actually meant it, like I actually wanted to take her on a date, or whatever it may be. You feel me? My body language is interesting. I was smiling, I was giving her eye contact, I was fist pumping like I was on the Jersey Shore. But, what if you were to look at somebody right now and say a little more energetic than you did when I asked you to turn a little while ago, about 10 minutes ago, that you really are a champion? What if you started to know your what, know your why, and really ingrain internally that you are a champion right now? Why? Because it's a choice, it's a decision, it's a mindset, it's an attitude. It's not one out there, gentlemen. Yeah, you got to take the right action, but it's one right here. It starts right here. So I want you to look at somebody right now. I want you to tell them, I want you to look in the eyes like you mean it. Remember, the words are right. I am a